Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you why the Arena of Glory could end up destroying Frostborn. I'm learning a lot about what the devs have planned for the Arena of Glory, and it's really exciting. If you like COS, if you're excited about COS, you should be like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to hear all about this. But those of you who are like, wait, why are they putting it in there instead of adding the Arena to Frostborn? You're probably not gonna like this video. I'm sorry. But I am going to tell you everything you need to know, and you can tell, actually, I mean, the devs, the whole idea that COS is part of like an Android project is my discovery. It's not proven. The devs deny it, or they don't technically deny it, but they also don't say, oh yeah, that's true. So basically you're not going to get much from them as far as why don't you add an arena. They won't even tell you why they won't add an arena in Frostborn. So that's just what it is, and it sucks, but I'm going to just give you the information that I have, and you guys can decide what you want to do, whether or not you want to keep playing Frostborn, you want to work on COS, kind of building up there. So for those of you who don't know a ton about COS, let me tell you a little bit about it. Basically, they've taken a lot of the best things about Grim Soul Survival. They took a lot of the elements of Grim Soul Survival. Honestly, they even the name, it's even in the name. And then they have like the castle score and all that stuff. One of the things that I really like about COS that is you can basically work all your workbenches from this menu, which is pretty cool. They have a lot of things you can craft, so this kind of gives you an idea. But it's not as good as Frostborn in the sense that you can't do co-op stuff. And so now you can't get rated, which is nice. A lot of people like that. You're not going to have to worry about getting rated. You also get a bunch of free stuff. You can see here that I've gotten all this. I get a free thing every day, and then in 26 minutes I'll get another free thing. And so every 24 hours you get one of these, and it includes this, which is the currency. This would be like getting gold coins in Frostborn. It's really quite ridiculous. But it's all single player so far. But there are two things that are going to change that are going to make this game compete with Frostborn. The first one is the Arena of Glory. It is coming out very soon. I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the second one that's coming out later, and that is the Cave of Madness. You can see in that picture it's got 3 people in it, and we've also basically it implies that it is going to be a co-op area, kind of like Odin's in Frostborn. So this will compete with Frostborn. Honestly, I don't think, unless they make the Cave of Madness amazing, I don't think it will compete with Frostborn. Frostborn is clean, it is crisp. Odin's is fun, it is dynamic. If you get good at it, you can beat it with ease. Whereas when you first do it, you're like, how can anyone complete this task? It's so hard. So Frostborn really, with Odin's, has set the bar very high for co-op play. It is going to be very hard for any game to be able to beat that. Or even match it. So I don't think the Cave of Madness is going to compete with Frostborn. I think Frostborn will stay, Odin's will stay at the top. Obviously you have to still defend your base, which a lot of people don't like that in a team setting. You create a team, someone goes inactive, it makes a lot of headache. But what makes the Arena of Glory so powerful and so detrimental to Frostborn is that it takes the team skill aspect of Frostborn, and it creates it to where you can have it anytime you want. You go to the Arena of Glory, you're going to be able to do 3 versus 3. The devs have confirmed this. They've made it. They went ahead and just said this is we can expect 3 versus 3 battles. Now that's not quite as fun as 4 versus 4 that we see in Frostborn, but it is going to be guaranteed. You know, in Frostborn you go into a zone and you don't know what you're going to find out. You might run into one person who's naked and it's easy to kill him. Or you might run into a team with all legendaries. You don't know what you're going to run into, and there's an element that we like about that, and the zones are wild and that's cool. But at the end of the day, if you're an advanced player in Frostborn, you want to just find some PvP. It's annoying when you get on there and you look for people and you don't find anyone. Then you finally find someone and they kill you because of some glitch. Okay, sorry, I got a little distracted by my kids. But basically, this whole idea of 3 versus 3 is going to give us that team aspect. And for those of you who haven't played this game, you don't know what I'm talking about, let me go to some of the more advanced weapons. You can see here that you can throw fireballs if you're a mage. You can heal people, and quite a bit of healing. You can see that heals everything around yourself, so you can have healers. It's not quite as dynamic as Frostborn, where you've got different skills in each class, but it's got some of that. And then you can see that there's quite a bit of elements. So for like these double swords, you've got a roll, which the roll is very common. You got to get good at it, but you can dodge all kinds of things. You can dodge ranged attacks. It's not like Frostborn where you target someone and so they can't roll away. They can't dodge an attack. Here you can dodge an attack, and there will be a lot of skill, but people that get really good at movement in this game are going to dominate. But then you've got the Unstoppable Fury, which there it puts you into a frenzy, increasing the damage dealt with every attack for 10 seconds. And then you've got this one. It's a projectile that does a burst amount of burst damage. There's going to be a lot of burst damage in this PvP, which in Frostborn, if you think about it, it's kind of like the Ice Mage, the new Ice Mage, not the old one. The new one where you just do a burst of damage real quick. It's really powerful. You got this Bolt Storm. So there's going to be elements to where, okay, you know what, let's have a guy who's the tank, and he's going to go in there and do the Whirlwind, and I'm going to go in there and do a Bolt Storm. We're going to just try to get everyone's damage down. And the counter to that would be someone having a heal, and they just heal everyone up. But a lot of people probably won't have a healer. It's just 3-man teams, and so that might be a perfect combo. So there still will be the elements of countering each other. You got the Lightning Strike, which I actually have never used this, so yeah, it just does it straight ahead. But it's a burst damage thing. And then look at that. You got Piercing Shot, which does damage to multiple people. And then you've got the Hail of Arrows, which is kind of similar to that Bolt Storm. You got the Shield, so you could do like a Sword and Shield. This is a cone burst damage. And doing burst damage, it's going to change PvP, because if you got 3 people that can do burst damage, you could just melt someone before they could heal. And so, but if you miss your skills, which is going to be very easy to do because that person can do that, that roll right there, and you miss your skill, and not only that, but when you activate a skill, it shows the other player what kind of skill you're going to be using. So actually, let me get you guys a good weapon so that I can show you guys what I'm talking about with this skill. Because this is, again, it's not like this is going to be so much better than Frostborn that it's like, well, why would anyone ever play Frostborn? Okay, so I'll show you this skill. So this is a 2-handed sword. You can see I still have rolls, so I can still dodge people's attacks. But then I also have this skill, okay? So I can roll and, roll to the other side, dodge their skills, and then boom. And this is a huge burst of damage. It's going to take out, probably if I'm not underpowered, it'll take out at least 1/3 of their health. And if I hit all 3 of them, it's going to just be so devastating. Alright, let me switch over to this one. So this is a mage wand. It has the fireball. So I'll show you what the fireball looks like. There we go. We have the roll. The roll is not from the wand. The roll is from my weapon, and I could get a much better weapon than a club. And then the fireball, you shoot it in a path, and it does a lot of damage in everything in that path. Now this fireball is lame, right? This is a kind of a lame weapon compared to the fireball that you would see on that orcish wand. But if I can line up the enemy, it's going to do crazy amount of damage. If you're a really powerful mage, you might do as much as half of someone's health with one shot. I mean, it's going to be pretty significant. Okay, but then it depends on their armor, so you got to keep that in mind as well. But it's going to be pretty dynamic PvP, but more importantly, it's going to be PvP. You can just click the button, you just travel to the arena and immediately do it, and that is something that, yeah, that's just something that we've been wanting with Frostborn. It's fun to go into zones and not know what we get. And honestly, I would love it if Frostborn kept that. But without an arena, and giving this game an arena to where you can have the fun, dynamic gameplay between teammates, and not giving Frostborn an arena to where you have to, you're at the mercy of the zones. How active are the zones going to be? Is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty detrimental to Frostborn, at least to advanced players, right? I mean, there's always going to be new players that start playing Frostborn, and you're going to love the game. You're going to love it. It's such a good game. You're going to play Odin's, and you're going to get to experience the epicness of like how hard it is, and how you're like, what? How does anyone compete in this place, And then if you're with a team, you're going to realize, oh man, if we work as a team, we can totally dominate this. That is just really fun. And yeah, I think Frostborn is amazing, and it will always be amazing. And I love the wildness of the zones of Frostborn. But when you're an advanced player, the wildness of the zones, you just realize, I am wasting so much time trying to find these random encounters, and if you don't find them, it's kind of boring. It's kind of like, well, man, it sucks. Whereas the Arena of Glory is going to give you that guaranteed fix. Yes, I got what I wanted. I'm getting the fun that I want, and we'll be able to keep playing over and over again. I'm assuming it's going to cost energy, and so that's where they will get their money, I guess, if they even charge for energy. I'm not sure. I hope they find a way to make it to where it's good to free-to-play players, but also they can make some money off it. But yeah, that's it. So that's why it's such a scary thing for Frostborn, in my opinion, to have the Arena Glory. It sucks that, obviously, for those of you who don't know, a lot of the developers of Frostborn are Ukrainian, and so it's just exasperated by how they're in a rough time right now. So I'm gonna keep supporting Frostborn, even if this game gets bigger. I'm never gonna forget Frostborn. I've got hundreds and hundreds, probably 400 videos or more on Frostborn. So I'm not gonna ever give up on Frostborn, but hopefully the devs of Frostborn will add an arena, because that's what we've been asking for, and it would be, yeah, that's what we're hoping for. We want an arena. It would allow us, and I think that if Frostborn did add an arena, like if this Arena of Glory comes out and they're like, oh my gosh, we're losing all of our advanced players, which is my theory of what's going to happen, and Frostborn then says, okay, we'll add an arena. I mean, Frostborn has so many more dynamic skills. You got more dynamic classes. They've already done some balance work, even though they would definitely need to fix the stun trap. But they've done a lot of work on all those classes, and there's already a bigger player base. So it could still beat this, but they would have to respond at some level. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.